it is time to bring back the Yay or Nay series. And this time it's for Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2. So many of you wanted the series to return, and lo and behold, it has. So obviously today's character is Arnold from Hey Arnold, and we'll get to the breakdown, but for anybody that hasn't seen the series yet, it's simple. I'm going to go over a few possible ideas for some attacks, a few ideas for some alternate costumes, and an idea for a stage, and then you, down in the comments, it's simple. Yay, you type one of these words. You type either yay, as in you want to see Arnold as a playable character, or nay, you don't want to see him playable. And then we tally up votes and we get percentages and we put them based on, you know, who's number one most requested based off of the stats that we collect. So yes, and speaking of stats that we collect, stick around to the end of the video because I got a tiny bit more information on how that's gonna work compared to the last time. So if you're interested in that, stick around to the end of the video. Otherwise, let us begin, shall we? So let us begin like we usually do for the series by going over some potential attacks. Now, there is an episode where Arnold does learn karate. And, well, if you know some karate, well, then you're going to have some skills and some abilities to do some maneuvers. So we're going to put those into different ideas. So the move 1 through, I think I have 6 different ideas here, so 6 possible moves here, but here's how it works. In the episode where Arnold does learn karate, he does use those skills on an individual who was ultimately just trying to ask him where the bus stop was, right? But in that brief encounter, we do see Arnold use moves. You know, for example, we do see him use like a thrust kick, or I guess you could say it's like a forward kick. So that could be maybe a grounded special, side special, possibly, you know, a strong forward, whatever it might be. We also see him do like a spinning chop. So that could be a I don't know where you want to put that, but he just kind of spins around and then does a chopping motion. And then we also see him do like a couple of straight punches. Now this could just be a simple grounded light attack. Just punch straight forward. You know, nothing too crazy, but you know, it's kind of an idea. But then of course, obviously you could use several of those moves in his potential moveset, as well as adding some other basic strikes that you would assume he would learn from karate. For example, I don't have any images, but something like a low foot sweep or a head overhead like karate chop. So this one would be kind of like maybe a down air or something like that, a strong down air, just kind of chops downwards. Remember SpongeBob in the first Nickelodeon All Star Brawl? Something to that degree. You could even do like an uppercut if you want to, but the point is there are a bunch of karate maneuvers that you could utilize and put into Arnold's moveset somewhere. Not the entire moveset has to be karate, because I got a few more ideas, but you kind of get the idea. Use karate somewhere. Move number 2. I'm calling this one Hail Mary. Now, why is that? Because if we're talking about football head himself, let's get an actual football in the moveset, right? So, for example, it could be a neutral special. It's just Arnold and he's throwing the pigskin around. Arnold just throws a football. It's like he's playing catch with no one, because they can't obviously catch it, but it's just him throwing a football. Now, again, it would be a great idea for a neutral special. It gives Arnold a cool little projectile to kind of play around with. And, you know, the move itself would have some range and some distance. Well, I guess range and distance kind of the same thing, aren't they? A little bit. But you could even make it like a chargeable attack, right? The longer you press and hold and charge up the attack, the farther, the faster, and the more damage output that the football would end up doing to whoever ends up getting hit by this attack. So, you know, just an idea, nice little neutral special. I always like to try to include some type of projectile in these characters' movesets. So football head just throws a football. Kind of simple. And we're going to end off the moveset portion of the video with not 1, not 2, but 3 more ideas for attacks. So there is an episode where Arnold claims to be crazy, and he claims to be crazy to get out of an actual fight. I'm not really sure what makes him crazy, but then again, he was raised in the 90s, I suppose, so sure, you're crazy for that, I suppose. But during his little display of dance moves, I guess we'll call them, Arnold uses a few of these moves, such as a split kick. Now, I figured this would make for a pretty simple idea for an attack. He drops straight down, one leg forward, one leg behind him, each leg being its own hitbox. So if there's an opponent that's rolling or running past you, for example, this will end up catching him either in front of you or behind you. So, you know, it's kind of a all-around pretty decent move. Damage-wise, you can chalk it up to whatever. This could be a strong attack, a light attack, not sure. But either way, split kick is an idea. A second idea. This one could be a little bit of fun, maybe. I like the next one better. But this one, the puddle slide. The puddle slide. It's simple. He just kind of goes sliding through a puddle on the ground. Nothing crazy. And if he ends up... The move itself doesn't deal any damage unless he crashes into an opponent of some kind. Then he does damage. Otherwise, this is just kind of for distance. Kind of get away from the opponent or try to make distance towards the opponent. Close the gap on him, if you will. So a little bit of a puddle slide could be a thing, I guess. And the last one, I like this one. We're going to call this the hip attack into trash can. So one of his dance moves, he kind of like hip bumps a few trash cans and knocks them over. So the idea for the attack is he hip bumps a trash can, and then the trash can gets sent flying as its own projectile. So just a fun little idea there. So, you know, if you really want to go crazy, you can have some dance moves in Arnold's potential moveset. Now for alternate costumes, we got 2 different ideas. And if you ever have your own ideas, feel free to drop those in the comments as well. But first up, the banana suit. I mean, come on. This one was just fun. This was like the first thing I thought of when coming up with the ideas for this video. I vividly remember this episode as a kid. And then, was it him? Gerald was he a strawberry, I think? Gerald was a strawberry, and then the dude just randomly drives by and throws him a big bag of money. Yeah, I still remember that to this day. So I need Arnold in a banana suit. I need that for an alternate costume, please. That has to be a thing if Arnold becomes playable. Another thing that I think would make a lot more sense, we already covered his karate moves, so give him his karate get up. It's a simple idea. It's just ready to go. It's kind of like made for this game. So there you go. Karate get up with karate moves. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Now for a stage idea. I went a little bit different. Some people might have said maybe the stoop, or maybe where Arnold was raised, or maybe his school or something like that. I went a little bit different. My idea for a stage is called the City Lake. Now, the stage itself, I envision, is a pretty simplistic kind of idea for a stage. So the way I can describe it, so the left side of the stage, like the left third of the stage, is going to be like land, the shore, if you will. Then the middle third of the stage would be the lake itself. And heck, you could even have like a little cameo from Big Caesar, the fish, right? You could even have him kind of pop up in the background or something like that. And then the right side of the stage, the right third of the stage would be exactly like the left side. Shore and more land where you can actually fight. Of course, if you get into the water in the middle of the lake, you know, you get KO'd instantly or something like that. But it's kind of like the soup bowl in the Ren and Stimpy stage, the kitchen one or whatever that was. So kind of the same idea as that, but just something a little bit different. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Either way, that is it for this one. The first episode for the Yay or Nay series for Nickelodeon All Star Brawl 2. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I got a little bit of information about how the series is going to kind of work going forwards. Had a lot of people ask, what about the stats from the first Nickelodeon All Star Brawl? Are we going to wipe those? You know, get a clean slate? We starting fresh? Yes, essentially we are starting fresh. Anything from that older series will not be applied moving forward. Essentially, Arnold is character 1. There's nobody else in this series so far. It's just Arnold. We will obviously have more episodes, but Arnold's starting a brand new series. So the first Yay or Nay series was for Nickelodeon All Star Brawl, just the first game. This one is for the second game. So I hope that made sense. We're starting a brand new series. Just think of it that way. Anything that came before Arnold will not be applied to this series. So I hope that cleared things up. But either way, that is going to be it for this one. And of course, as always, feel free to drop some suggestions for future characters that you hope to see for the Yay or Nay series. So yeah, that is going to be it for this one. Hope you all enjoyed. And I guess I'll see you when I'm looking at you.